3D Dracula Mickey Mouse acrylic nailer tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish. Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be doing a little Halloween Mickey Mouse. Now, I love Mickey Mouse, I love Disney things. If you want to see any of my other 3D Disney designs, I have a whole playlist on my channel that's 3D Disney because I've done so much of it. It's actually, 3D Disney is like the first 3D thing I've ever done. So, I have lots of those and I've done a few different series, but this is a little Halloween creepy Mickey Mouse. The nail tip I'm using is actually pre-glittered, so you'll see that it's already got that crazy glitter sparkle background on it. And it's just part of a nail tip set from BTR Box, so I'll put a link to those in the description box as well. And I'm also going to be showing you a nail cutter that I got with that. You know, if you ever need those are super handy, especially working in a salon. So I'll show you guys that as well. This cute little Mickey Mouse is just so much fun. I love Halloween, I love Disney, put them together, right up my alley. I hope you guys like it too, and don't forget to click subscribe to see all my future videos as well. Okay, so here are the nail tips, and I would just like to retract the statement that said that I'm reviewing the tip cutter in this video. It's actually in the other video. These tips are all from the same company, but I threw the tip cutter in with the other one. So I will put a link to that video in the description box below if you're looking for a new tip cutter. So here are the tips. They're a black nail tip, and they're like a pointy almond shape, and they are meant as more of a press-on nail than they are meant to sculpt on top of. So they came with the little sticky nail tape. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to be applying a layer of gel sealer over it because the glitter was still kind of loose on top of there. And if you touch them, you kind of lose some of the glitter, and I just thought that'd be very hard to sculpt on top of. So even if you guys are just going to be wearing these as they are, I would probably go ahead and just put a layer of gel top coat or gel sealer on top of them before you actually wear them so that the glitter doesn't wear off. To start my Mickey Mouse, after that gel is cured, I'm going to add his two oval ears, and then I'm going to add a circle right sort of in the center of the nail with white acrylic for his face. Then with still using white acrylic, I'm going to begin adding the little details that kind of come out from that center circle. So yeah, two little bumps right on his forehead for his eyebrows, and then add his little cheeks coming out from the side, and then add a little dip down for his mouth. Since his mouth is open and he's smiling so you can see his little Dracula teeth, he's got a little bit of a dip down for his chin. Now I'm going to be adding a layer of cover pink acrylic over the areas of the white that are going to not be black. So he's got that little black section on the sides of his face, so I'm not going to worry about adding cover pink over that. So just over eyebrows, kind of curving that down, and then over the cheeks and over his chin. So it's most of the white acrylic, but there's just these little bits of that remaining circle on the side that I didn't add that to. And then you're also going to need to add a little bit more of a bulbous bit of acrylic for where his nose is coming out, or his snout area, and then add his little black nose on the end of it with a black oval of acrylic. So then after that's on there, then I'm going to be using black acrylic still, and I'm going to be adding the little bit of his cape that shows. So the picture that I was basing this off of, he's got like his arms out like he's in a Dracula sort of pose. I don't know what that noise was, but he's got his arms out, so you can't really see too much because the nail tip isn't wide like that. So it's just these little bits. You got little points off the side of his face for the collar, the little upturned collar of his cape, and then his little bits coming down or out. And then his shirt is exposed, and I'm going to be doing that with white to start with. And I know that it kind of turned out gray. I'm going to be adding a little bit more acrylic over that. It blended in with some of the black acrylic that was nearby. And then red for his little bow tie. So red is very classic for Mickey Mouse, so that was obviously still included. It's just a little bit of a bow tie there. And then switching to acrylic paint, I'm going to be adding his facial features. I can't talk. So I'm going to be doing his smile to start with. I like to start with his smile because it's so classic Mickey. I mean, it's one of those things that, you know, he's got those great smile lines and then the dip down in his mouth. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I like to start there before I get into all this outlining. So then for outlining, I did a little bit on his shirt, just kind of a center line and on the outside, just so it looks like it's been buttoned. And then I'm going to be doing a little bit on his bow tie. Then I'm going to be outlining his eyes, and then adding all of those bits on his face that need to be filled in with black. So if you would have done this with black acrylic, you would have had to have so many more layers on top of it so that it wouldn't have had any of that black showing through, where if you paint the black on top of it later on, you don't have to worry about that because the black is going to cover and you're fine. So that's why I did it that way. So I'm just going to be doing that, basically filling in the sides of his face with the black paint. And I got a little bit on his cheeks, so I'm just going to be removing that with some water on my brush as best I can. And then I'm going to take, and I'm just going to add little dips in where his chin is. But then with white, I'm going to be filling in his eyes. And I'm also going to be adding his fangs at this point. So he's got these not very sharp, but these two little fangs that stick down. And then I'm also going to take and I'm going to do a little bit of outlining with white paint here and there. Actually, first I outlined his fangs. There we go. But then I'm going to take some white and I'm just going to do outlines over the areas that are black on black. So ears to head and then some on his cape, just to make sure that those details do look separate and you can see them. If your lines get too thick, you can always thin them out with some black paint. Also with black paint, you're going to want to add his pupils, just like that. And then you're going to add his tongue with a tiny little bit of red in his mouth between his fangs. You can either use red or a light pink. You see it both ways. I also use that red to do some highlighting on his bow tie, but then just a little bit of red in his mouth. And then you're going to want to apply a layer of matte top coat over your Mickey Mouse. And that is it. Like I said, Halloween and Mickey Mouse, two of my absolute favorite things. Throw those together. It's awesome. These nail tips are definitely something that you could wear briefly, but I probably won't wear them for a prolonged amount of time with just using those stickers. I hope you guys like this design, and please share your creations with me on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!